Gemini. Hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi, dear Geminis. How are you doing? So happy to be back. Thank you for your patience. It's a wonderful day today. The sun's out and is shining and is gracing your reading here. Um, it's quite beautiful. I love the energies you're coming with. You actually came in super strong. Uh, What's interesting that now, as I'm starting the reading, I'm starting to feel throat. So expressing yourself, keeping yourself small. But the interesting thing, there's so much more. There's something that is kind of keeping you. Um, that has to do with the throat. But then there's this other thing that is immensely pushing in the background that is so strong. And I was almost dizzy from your energies because you came in so strong. So there's something that wants to push to the forefront, and it's you can't really, you know, you can't really avoid it from happening in a way because it's pushing so strong. Like there's so much strength there from your side, which is interesting. In the pre-shuffle, we have the garden quartz that came out. There are worlds within you, and then oneness. And I'll get to that in a minute. Before, I want to read to you what I gotten for your written channeling. What it says is tap into your soul energy, Gemini. So your topic is calm your body, calm your mind. And the advice is to tap into your soul energy, Gemini. You can do this by meditating. Matter of fact, they gave me this is going to aid you a lot right now. Jumping around and dancing also to loosen up the energy, and grounding to bring the energies from your headspace back into your heart. And then there was something else important, which is trust your path. Okay, for those of you that are doubting where you're going right now because it may be foggy, trust your path. Okay, trust that it will unfold in perfect time, and trust yourself. Trust yourself, Gemini. This is so important. And what else was interesting? I sometimes get colors to highlight, see, such as this. And I was actually going to get a yellow color, but instead I grabbed a brown gray, which I wasn't aware of until I colored. And there's something that is different than you expected. You may have wanted something, but was handed something else first to clean up, to purify first, before you can have the thing that you actually desire, that you asked for, because you will receive it. Like, have no doubt about this, Gemini. And right now is about really letting go. I could feel this as I was shuffling the cards, because there are a lot of energies that want to come in for you that are actually coming from within you, which is so interesting because it's like really strong and it's amazing. Like some of you may have already tapped into that potential, but there's so much more. And some of you may be actually frightened of your own strength, of your own power, which is okay. You know, allow things to unfold naturally, but try to let go a little bit more here if you can. You can do this by grounding. You can do this by, bringing your energy through the grounding, through your headspace, through your heart, so that you can be a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more calm here. Like that's important, okay, to help yourself here. All right, and to let the energy flow a bit more. There are worlds within you with the garden quartz. I'll read that to you now. And it says, "Come in," garden quartz whispers. "You are welcome here." So often we turn outward, seeking to understand the world around us while neglecting the world that thrive within. The worlds that thrive within. And that's what I was getting. If you are actually, I'm going to show you like the bigger picture here. Have a look at this. Okay, because on this card, you can hardly perceive it. It's like yourself as a person. You're so complex. There's so many facets to you, Gemini. Oh my God, I love this. I'm just seeing the sea dollars, I think they're called. They're so gorgeous. They're so beautiful. And they're actually revealing their beauty after they have gone. So there's a huge transformation process that leaves you with a higher vibration, but it's about exploring all those. And you can only explore those if you go within and if you find that and see that. And then you see, your own beauty, and it's mesmerizing. Like your beauty, Gemini, is truly mesmerizing. And you'll be surprised with every little crystal, with every little path that you're exploring within yourself. You'd be mesmerized with the beauty, like, oh my God, this is me. This is how I was created by God, by spirit, by source, by the universe. And this is you in all your beautiful facets. This has also to do with shadow work, Gemini, because it's like integrating, accepting all those gorgeous, because it is utterly beautiful here, like so, so beautiful. It's incredible. Oh, I love it. Yes. So, garden quartz invites you to remember that each organ in your body is a constellation, each cell a star. Every emotion is a trailing vine ripe with flowers, and your movement, every action, is the fruit of so many minuscule muscles firing in concert with your will. Turning your consciousness within reveals the wonders of the universe, of you. Explore your own layers, your accumulated years with their perfections and imperfections. Yeah, much like fossils. Interesting. Your inner landscapes await your attention and bask in your noticing. Garden quartz assures you that there are worlds within. Come home to yourself. Oh my God. Okay, and then with this, now that I've read this to you, oneness gets a completely different connotation, because it's the oneness within yourself. It's the oneness around you, like realizing more and more how much you're part of all of this, how much you're part of creation. And when you leave, that you'll be part of creation again, maybe just even in a deeper way. There's something also about past life regressions where some of you may have, or rather specific, some of you, like a small portion of you, may have done this and may have experienced what it's like to live other lives, and what it's like to, go through the process of dying, through the death process, and then being reborn again. That's very interesting. But specifically about that experience, very interesting. And we have a thank you ritual here and a reflection, the beauty of imperfection, that you can do. I'll post these over on Patreon for your convenience if you're interested. Oneness can also mean the following. It could also mean that someone, passed away recently, and that's why you are dealing with a grief process, like all the stages of grief, and also with particularly anger is what I'm getting also here, but tremendous sadness, understandably so. But also with, you're faced with the topic of death currently, and then the rebirthing again, because one thing that leaves is not actually leaving. Okay, it's still part of the one. So someone you dearly miss is forever present in your heart. Remember, dearest one, that even though there has been a physical parting, spiritually those we love never leave us. And this also applies to people that are leaving your life, not just resting in peace for a while, but just for relationships that no longer are. That's also a death process, but also a rebirthing process, because the new is already there. Spirit really wants to remind you here, Gemini, that everything that ends ultimately also immediately has a new beginning. And because it's like with what they're giving me now, it's the infinity symbol. It does never stop, Gemini, okay? You'll see them again. There's no doubt you'll see them again, okay? And it's okay. It's okay. And you can still get in touch with them. You can still get in touch with them. Just meditate, okay? And, console yourself. Creation is eternal. Nothing is ever truly missing, for all is interconnected and ultimately one. That's it. All right, now we'll get into the tarot and see what's up here for you. I'm really getting like a star child. Either you do have a star child, or you're identifying as a star child, or the person that left you had a strong, strong connection with. Yeah. 7 of Wands. What I'm getting with this card is really interesting, because I'm getting a sense of defensiveness, but also a sense of, accomplishment naturally with the 7 of Wands. It's like, notice how far you've come. These ones weren't there before. These are protective properties here, like on your knees in case you fall, and on your shins in case you fall too. These are lessons that you've learned, from falling, because you didn't want to get hurt again. So you put these on, or you even made those yourself. See this? So it's remember to celebrate your accomplishments. Remember to celebrate how far you've come. Interesting that that lays right here. I didn't expect it. I expected it to be down here. So there's, with your reading, there's an element of things happening that you didn't necessarily expect. And there's still some way to go here, but you're also meant, again, because it doesn't stop, like that journey of learning that you're on, that path that you chose consciously or unconsciously before you came here, right? It doesn't stop. So it's like, sit down for a moment here and have a look at all those wands. Which one do you choose next? Which way shall it be next for you? Because you look quite accomplished here to me, but you may not necessarily feel like it. And the reason for it being because you haven't taken the time to really, for example, write down how much you've accomplished. Like, look at where you were 10 years ago, 15 years ago. Are you the same person now? Like, how much have you grown? And I can feel like my throat becoming constricted now as I'm saying this, because some of you may have a hard time acknowledging that. You may have a hard time acknowledging that, Gemini, within yourself, to see that you can actually be proud of yourself, proud of your accomplishment, proud of how far you've come. Because what I'm feeling now, and that's a strong energy I felt in the beginning, now the warrior energy is coming up. And this is almost what they prepared you for here, Gem. Like, you're a warrior, a spiritual warrior, one that stands up, one that's not quiet, one that does not back down. So this whole path, Gemini, has prepared you for a certain moment. And I don't think that moment has been here yet, but it made you stronger and stronger and more resilient and more, you know, more street smart. Or I have a hard time explaining these words, but it was like a strong learning curve that happened here for you. And, by certain events that sparked this learning curve, you actually had to move through so many things in your life to be at that point where you are now. And again, be very, very proud of what you have accomplished here. Really, really proud. More? More? Spirit, more of the tarot? No, they're saying no. Interesting. Okay. Not right now. Yes. Okay. No, no, no. Okay. So we'll draw another guardian angel card for you here. Let me see, Gemini. Here we go. Prayer. You have a prayer card. So, dear God, help me always to remember that this present life is but a fleeting moment within eternity. So this is very much, tied into oneness, eternity, right? It's almost the same. So it's like taking a step back. And how do we do this? Because when we're too close in or when things are too painful, it can be good to take a step back. It can be good to, for those of you that lost someone, it can also be good to do something else completely, maybe to go on a holiday. Maybe you're thinking about this to, even if it's just like for a weekend, to get away from what is, so you can get a little bit of distance. Okay, help me to always remember that this life is but a dream. Help me always to remember that you exist within everyone and everything. Help me always to remember that love is all there is and all else is an illusion. Thank you. It's also interesting, the colors here, as we mentioned before. So colors may be playing a role in your life. Make sure that you're dressing in the colors that you feel like, okay? Not what you think, but this has a significance because you're so high vibrational already that this matters, okay? So just so you know. It's also, of course, with the magenta and the blue here is like divine feminine, divine masculine. But we'll get into that over in your extended. I really hope this was helpful and insightful to you, Gemini. If you want to know more about your reading and if you're resonating with this, I invite you to come over to Patreon to check us out over there. I just switched so you can actually are getting charged, because this is new on Patreon. You're actually getting charged on the day that you're joining. This is new for everyone. For all my Patreons that are there already, nothing's going to change for you. It's just going to stay on the first. But for those of you that are joining now, is today, and then you'll be charged a month from now. It's 11/11. But you can also just go over there to support the channel. It's $2 if you feel so inclined, and if you wish to support the channel. All right, my friends. I really hope this was helpful and insightful to you. I'm sending you so much love, light, and shadow. Be well, and either I'll see you over on Patreon or next time. Bye bye.